The Jack-in-the-Box Factory Connection Honda of hometown boy Mike LaRocco as the 250s are up at the gate getting ready to go. And we'll see one of the finest title chases the Nationals has ever seen when we return to Redbud Track and Trail. Welcome back to Buchanan, Michigan. Art Ekman, David Bailey, Davey Coombs at Redbud Track and Trail for round number 6 of 250 motocross action right now as we take a look at the point standings, and boy, is it heating up. It's just not the weather outside as Tortelli now with only a 4-point lead over Ezra Lusk, ALBERTJN and WINDHAM, and LaRocco all in the play for a possible championship run in the second half of the season. Ezra Lusk, number 4, Team Honda, moving up to the gate right now. He's been on 3 podiums in 5 races so far this year. John Dow just to his left won this race in '97. Let's go to Davey.
There you see him, the guy they call Mr. Redbud, Jeff Emig. It was here last year that Jeff broke out of that slump that had his career almost in jeopardy. Everyone was questioning Jeff's heart, his desire, his talent, but he came out here and he showed everyone with a win over 4th of July weekend. Well, now it's a year later and we're back to the same point with Fro. Which Fro is going to show up, the one that wins or the one that just rides?
Fans are hoping he can reappear on the competitive scene, that's for sure, as we take a look at our starting grid with our points leader Tortelli, Lusk in second place, teammates. Greg ALBERTJN is looking sharp these days. Mike LaRocco tied for 4th in the points with Kevin WINDHAM, who might be the hottest rider on the circuit at this time. And Jeff Emig, of course, she's just been phenomenal at this track, winning 3 consecutive 125 races here and 2 out of the last 3 250 races. As we take a look at the entire 40-rider field competing in the 250s here in our opening moto.
You know what I'm wondering though, Art, as we head into this race, Emig's used to this track being hard packed. They've dumped so much sand out here, I don't know if it's really to his liking. So we'll find out soon. I think it comes down to the starters that always have, and the guy that's been hot getting out of the gate this year has been Kevin WINDHAM, not Jeff Emig.
32nd board is up. Oh, what a long gate it looks like right there with all 40 riders ready to go. Now the board is down and we're revving up, getting set for our first 250 moto of the afternoon from Redbud. They're underway and the red lights are out in front. Whoa! Austin Squires from Middletown, Rhode Island hit the deck like a load full of rocks. And out in front, it's Kevin WINDHAM and Ezra Lusk. Coming into this race, he had 5 hole shots in the 10 motos already.
Look at that. Already got a nice lead. Clear sailing. Inside line, protecting it.
John Dowd in good position. Larry Ward, Greg ALBERTJN. But the man out in front right now is Kevin WINDHAM. He doesn't look like he wants to give it up.
It's just the best feeling to get the whole shot. A beautiful day like this, a huge crowd, comfortable with the racetrack. He's been just on fire lately, coming off a win. He's got his teammate behind him who he's comfortable with. Couldn't ask for anything better right now. Tortelli up there, Emig. These guys both together in the pack, but not the kind of start those guys need. Get up there and battle with Kevin and Lusk.
Good feeling, especially coming off a 1-1 sweep in the last event. Of course, in that mud bog at Budds Creek, where he got both hole shots in that particular race as well.
I'll tell you, it doesn't do much for you to get the hole shot if you haven't been riding well. Then you're just nervous, going, uh-oh. You know that it's going to be coming after you, but right here you can just go out and attack the track, not even worry about anybody.
Kevin WINDHAM starting to pull a little bit of lead on Ezra Lusk in second place.
This track is just beautiful. Softest I've ever seen it, nice and sandy, getting rough. Riders are complaining it's a little bit one line, but I don't know, I don't see it. I think there's places to pass. If you're aggressive and you want to make the pass, you can find a place to do it. Albie coming down the inside right there. LaRocco doing it as well, so there's places to get in there and make a block pass.
Kevin WINDHAM has really made a move up the points ladder recently after getting only 5 points in the opener at Glen Helen.
Look at him just riding beautiful. Hitting that double jump, just laying it over. What a difference from the last round. He got the whole shot there as well in the green flag, but there he was completely covered in mud and there was nobody in front of him.
The first lap complete. Wyndham, Lusk, Dowd, Albertine, Ward, Henry, Button, LaRocco, Emig, and Tortelli. We'll be right back in a moment with more action. During the break, number 8, Team Suzuki's Greg Albertine makes the move on Team Yamaha's John Dowd. Inside, Albertine takes over third behind our leader, Kevin Wyndham, and Ezra Lusk in second. Welcome back to Red Bud Track and Trail. Here's Larry Ward, Albertine's Team Suzuki teammate.
See these guys leaving their jerseys untucked, probably doing it on purpose. Some of the guys cutting slits in them, get to breathe a little bit better. Look at LaRocco.
LaRocco trying to make a move against Doug Henry. Doug Henry on the 4-stroke. Doug was the first 2-time winner in last year's series. Emig was the first 3-time winner. LaRocco now starting to make the move, goes to the inside. It's Mike LaRocco trying to get in front of Doug Henry.
That was hard work. Tried to do it on the off camera. The front end just plowed. I can't even believe it didn't go down.
Here comes Tortelli. Tortelli trying to make a move as well.
Henry's so hard to pass. He's got that little bit extra horsepower and you get to certain places in the racetrack like through here. Unless you're soaking up a lot more roost off that rear tire.
Doug's best moto was a 4th at Hangtown where he got the whole shot in the opening moto and a 4th at Budds Creek in the second stanza. But he's been pretty much just having a goodbye tour, really.
See those hand guards on Tortelli's bike. Wyndham also using them out front. You need them if you're following Henry. You can see the rocks just bouncing off the front of Tortelli and his bike. Reckon to follow him right here. A lot of guys have been going to the outside to try to get a run at this section. Tortelli just decides to follow him right there, not wanting to give up any ground at all, not even a bike length. That might ruin an opportunity in the very next corner to make a pass as they head up the hill for that LaRocco's lead. Look at this air time.
Oh my goodness, the 250s really accentuated, don't they?
It's like one of those jump videos. Those guys are up there forever. So well over 100 feet.
Tortelli, really an amazing story this year, despite poor starts for the most part and lots of crashes. He still has the points lead.
That's an idea of how tough this guy is. He's gotten the worst starts of this whole front 5-6 rider pack in the point standings and fallen the most times. Just think if he gets that stuff ironed out, he'll be gone. At least on paper.
Tortelli looking for the chance against Doug Henry.
He's just all over him. It looks as though if he can get around him, he'll pull away. And this could mean the race right here. Tortelli has the speed to go up and finish in the top 2 or 3, but if he can't make the pass here, he would ruin it.
Good example right here as Tortelli tries to get a wheel to the inside on Henry, but just can't do it, and Henry gets that acceleration out of the corner.
Meanwhile, in the lap time here, Tortelli is going to lose probably 3 seconds.
Oh, Henry spun the back wheel, and Tortelli, he got lucky.
That's what happens when you don't follow.
So Tortelli moves up a notch. Let's check in with Davey Coombs, who's with Mike LaRocco's mechanic.
Well, not the start Mike wanted, but it's not Beto either. He's about 6th.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He got by Henry early in this race, so we're going to go somewhere today. Usually he gets stuck behind Henry for like half the race and wears himself out, but he got him early, so we're going.
You know who else always has problems passing? Tortelli has problems passing Mike. And right now, same thing. Tortelli's behind him. Does that push Mike? Does that motivate him?
It does for sure. Those two ride together good every time they get together, so I'm hoping it pushes them both right up there.
We'll soon find out. John Dowd will be their victim if they do. LaRocco to the inside, Tortelli to the outside. Watch him just cut in behind LaRocco. Tortelli
picks up another spot, and that was just a little mistake by LaRocco, probably because he felt the pressure from Tortelli. Knew he had to get in there that inside, hit it perfect. Front wheel went over the berm, and that's all Tortelli needed. So now you could go probably get a bite from Tortelli's mechanic going, okay, we have the hardest time getting around LaRocco, and we got him early, so we're going somewhere.
Or we have the hardest time getting around John Dowd, we've got to make a move. Tortelli, LaRocco, Henry, Button, Lamson. As you see the order of things, out in front, incidentally, if you've just joined us, is Kevin Wyndham of Team Honda, Ezra Lusk, right there, number 4, and Greg Albertjn. Albertjn now has pulled up to almost the back rubber of Ezra Lusk in a battle for second place.
Tell you, something happened to Albertjn at about round 2 this year, and he has just turned into a completely different rider. He's been more consistent. He is so motivated. He believes this title is his, and the way he's riding right now, I got to agree with him.
So Ezra Lusk, after giving Kevin Wyndham consistent pressure, is getting pressure of his own. We'll be right back. AMA Motocross is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, get in, be moved. Kevin Wyndham is our leader as we rejoin our first moto of 250 action from Redbud Track and Trail, round 6 of AMA Motocross. Kevin has been absolutely perfect in picking his lines through this rutted course. But right now, Ezra Lusk in second place is getting a big challenge from Greg Albertjn. He's doing exactly what he said he'd do before the season started. That is, get in position to win a championship, and I'll win it. I'm speaking about Greg Albertjn. There's Ward, Dowd, and Tortelli and LaRocco.
Now Ward's going to get all kinds of pressure now, right at the worst time of the race, and we're getting hot and tired wanting to see the white flag. Dowd's got the pressure from Tortelli and LaRocco. That battle's heated up, put all the pressure on Ward now, so that's going to be exciting.
Whoa, Greg Albertjn has just made the pass on Ezra Lusk for second place.
Right at the time of the race where you're starting to lose your concentration a little bit. Like I said, you're kind of wanting to see that 2-lap board of the white flag would be even better. And that's when Albertjn starts to get even hungrier. Usually that's when Lusk is fast, but that gives you an idea of how hungry and how hard that Albertjn is charging right now, and he can see Wyndham just up the track.
Albie still has the time in this moto to catch the leader, Kevin Wyndham. Let's go down to the mechanics area now. Davey Coombs is over there. Davey.
All right, Joey, 1 Honda down, 1 more to go. Greg looks incredible. Yeah, he's feeling good. I think he can do it. See it happens.
Looks like he's using some different lines too. I noticed him using the far edges of the track. You think that's from his GP days?
Yeah, Greg's good at that, just like the mud racer Bud's Creek. Use a lot of outside stuff. Saves a little energy. Sometimes it's a little faster. We'll see. Thanks.
Well, you know he's in great shape, David Bailey, as Albertjn is one of the best conditioners out there.
Appears to be the fastest guy on the racetrack. Possibly he and Tortelli right here is just working, trying to find some part of the racetrack to make a pass on Dowd.
Maybe he's found one as they're going all out down that hill. Tortelli makes the move finally and gets into 5th place.
He just floated into that berm. His line from the outside came in there perfect.
And LaRocco's trying to take advantage of it as quick as he can as well.
LaRocco just fought all the way down that straightaway because he messed up coming out of the berm. It took Tortelli a while to get around Dowd. Now LaRocco's faced with the same task.
LaRocco's lead. And we see the man himself, number 3, Mike LaRocco, trying to take advantage of it to get around John Dowd. Boy, the roost on this track has got to be interesting. First of all, you get a lot of loose dirt and some pebbles. But that sand, well, you can really get a sand blast getting behind these guys.
It's a pretty coarse sand for one thing, so you're right. It's going to stay nice.
Great
Beautiful
move.
Just cut it sharp, turned on a dime right there, halfway sign. Still time for these guys to move up a little more.
So we heard it earlier from the mechanics area in the hopes that these two guys would use each other and get by everybody, and that's about what they're doing right now.
Something hanging off of LaRocco's bike right, it's the pipe guard. You got a little aluminum pipe guard, they hose clamp onto the pipe to protect it from getting dinged by rocks, and that thing's been flapping.
Look at this battle, side by side, Albertjn and Wyndham for first. Greg Albertjn has been putting the pressure on Kevin Wyndham.
Well, this is where we're going to find out what Kevin's made of. Look at the difference, it's all clean. Albie is just a warrior out there. He's completely covered from the front. You can't even recognize him. He's soaked up everyone's roost. He's the man on the move, maybe the fastest rider on the racetrack. Kevin's going to have to step it up right here. It's the hardest time to do it.
Kevin could be in the points lead right now if he hadn't had such a lousy first round, but he's got momentum on his side right now.
It's all going really good right now, and you know, the first race was my downfall. Right now I'm 27 points out of the lead, and I lost like 47 at the first race. I only got 3 points on the whole day, so you know, that's been the difference right now. I just need to get the consistency back, and I feel really good to be the first series two-time winner, and hopefully I can do it today, make it 3 in a row.
Let's make it 2 in a row right now. He's got 3. It would be his 3rd win of the season, that's for sure. Windham, ALBERTJN, LUSK, all ahead of Tortelli.
Now Lusk is really tighten the screws, as he always does at the end of a race. Putting the pressure on ALBERTJN could take advantage. Look at all these lapped riders.
Amazing, weeding right through the lappers. And bar to bar, LUSK and ALBERTJN. This is a big move, points-wise. Ezra LUSK gets back into 2nd place. So that puts 2 more points up for Ezra LUSK on Tortelli. If they were to finish right now as they are, that would tie Tortelli and LUSK for the points lead going into the 2nd moto.
Look at Kevin pushing it all the way to the edge. His rear wheel almost slid over the berm and off camber. Trying to get away from these guys. He got through the lappers the best. And that's the importance of pushing all the way to the end. LUSK took advantage, being able to keep the pressure on Albie. He did the wrong move, and LUSK moved up a spot.
Hope you can join us for our next telecast on ESPN2 from Unadilla, August 1st. Welcome back. Time is running low, but this guy has done quite a job. Kevin Windham has held off the advances of Ezra LUSK, and then a bar-to-bar battle with Greg ALBERTJN. He has run a near-perfect race.
And it better be perfect from here on out, too, because LUSK is right there. And now there's a little bit of a gap back to ALBERTJN, and he just caught up to all those lappers in the wrong place, and it just ruined his race.
Number 14, Kevin Windham. Team Honda trying to hold off his teammate. The crowd is going nuts. They've seen an outstanding race here in the opening moto of the 250s. Could this be his 3rd moto win of the season? David, he's got a great string going.
It's momentum on his side. He's proved to this point that he's got the stamina. He's actually stepped up the pace. Answered the call from ALBERTJN. LUSK is right there keeping him honest, but I just don't know if there's an opportunity from here to the finish line for Ezra.
Windham just bound and determined to get back into the points race and in contention for the championship.
That's how you do it. Keep winning motos, and you start occupying a lot of space in these other guys' heads. Start worrying about you. They know that he is the dominant guy, and they start keying off you. The same thing everyone does for McGrath in the Supercross series. They're so fixated on him, they don't get the most out of themselves. One more turn.
Looks back to see where LUSK is. The crowd waving him on as the checkers now are out for Kevin Windham. Ezra LUSK just right behind him. Both of them picking up a bushel basket of points on Sebastian Tortelli as ALBERTJN takes 3rd, right in front of Tortelli. Larocco rounding out the top 5. So Windham has won his 3rd moto in a row. There you see Jeff Emig in 9th place. Not the situation he would have loved to have been in. Let's go down to Davey, who's with Greg ALBERTJN.
Greg, in the middle part of the moto, it looks like you were the fastest guy out there. You moved up to 2nd, but then it seemed like you hit a wall in Windham.
Yeah, I sure did. You know, he was really difficult to pass. The track is so one-lined, it's just ridiculous. But my Suzuki was running great. I just had a problem. My hand just went totally numb for some reason, and I don't know why it did that. So I was struggling to hold on, but my Suzuki was running great.
Yeah. It's really hot out there. The track's getting really rough. And I noticed that, like, everyone's being aggressive. You could have pulled the trigger on Windham that one time, but you didn't.
Well, I don't want to put him on the ground, you know. I mean, I really don't want to race a dirty race. You know, I thought I had the opportunity. I thought I was a little closer, but just wasn't quite there.
What about 2nd moto?
Well, get a good start and just run it, hopefully. I'm feeling strong, and you know, I just want to thank the Lord Jesus for keeping me safe.
Ezra Lusk now tied with Tortelli for the points lead going into the final moto as Ezra made the big move on ALBERTJN right here. So Davey at the winner's podium, moving over now to Ezra.
Man, Yogi, what a great charge there late in the moto. We thought you were going to get Kevin.
Yeah, I did too, you know, but Kevin picked it up. He was riding really, really good. I was a little tight early on in those ruts. I'm really a little disappointed in the way I rode, but I'm just glad I was able to pull it out there at the end and come back up and at least get second.
Well, second's almost as good as a first whenever you start looking at the overall picture, and plus you put a little more points on Tortelli.
Yeah, that's true, but I just want to try to win these motos and get these overalls. That'd be nice, and especially here, this is the anniversary race for me. Hurt my arm last year, and being able to go out and race, I'm just really excited to be here and be able to put Honda, Dunlop, Fox, Scott, all these guys up here.
Good job.
From hole shot to checkers, number 14, Kevin Windham, victorious once again. Does he have enough left for Moto 2? Let's go back to Davey and check it out.
All right, Kevin, what a hard-fought moto it was. That might have been the best moto we've seen this year, and you held it start to finish.
May have been a fun one to watch, but it wasn't very fun out in front of me, man. Those guys were on me. You know, they were on me bad, and just put my head down and ride the best I could. Now I need to go in there and get some rest for a second moto. We got a little pool set up, and let's go there and relax.
I know a couple weeks ago at Budds Creek, we saw you do really well in the mud. It was cold, it was rainy. Come out here today, it's 100 degrees. Same Kevin Windham out front.
Well, I'm here to prove everybody wrong that says I'm not in shape, and that'll sure do it.
We'll let you get back to the pool and get ready.
Thanks a lot.
One of the biggest hurdles of the day here in Buchanan, Michigan is the heat and humidity. Team Honda has got their own ice water pool set up, and that's what we saw earlier between motos. Let's go down to Davey now.
Mercifully, the second moto is about to go off. It just keeps getting hotter and hotter down here at the starting gate at Red Bud. Right now, the 250 class, all the talk's got to be Kevin Windham. He's won the last 3 motos in a row. Heck, he's led every inch of the last 3 motos just about. Whole shot and go. If he can do it again here, it'll mean the second overall victory in a row, 3rd of the season. Kevin Windham, the one to watch here at the start of the second 250 moto.
After such a stressful first moto, though, he looked awful tired after that opening moto.
He did look beat. When he came over the finish line, he just kind of, his posture on the bike was like, oh, I got to do this again. And sometimes that can work on your mind between motos, but Kevin's looking at the big picture, and I don't think you'll see him making dumb mistakes like he did in round 1.
Revving up, ready to go. Second moto underway from Red Bud, Buchanan, Michigan. And do you believe it? Kevin Windham gets another hole shot. Number 14. That is 7 hole shots in only 12 motos.
And it looks like Team Yamaha, 2nd through 4th.
Right behind him, John Dowd, Jimmy Button, and Doug Henry. Once again, David Bailey, Sebastian Tortelli having a slower start.
And his teammate, Kevin Windham, 4th hole shot in a row. This guy is dialed in out of the gate. And it's not just the motorcycle, there's other Hondas out there. He's just getting great reactions and delivering the power perfect.
What an opportunity, though, for Greg ALBERTJN and Kevin Windham. You see ALBERTJN moving into 2nd place right now in front of John Dowd to pick up points on the leader.
That's going to be a fight. ALBERTJN already realizing that all he's got to do is beat Kevin this moto and he'll get the overall. And he was probably a little bit quicker than Kevin at the end of the first moto, and he's probably going to try to anchor himself there, keep that confidence high.
If he got that hand problem straightened out, our word was that he crashed in practice and bunged up the hand a little bit, but it didn't seem to hurt or affect him until that first moto.
Sometimes as the day progresses and you ride more and more, you get more and more loose. And I mean, even when you're riding with an injury, it starts to not bother you after a while. And I don't think that's going to bother him as much in this moto.
Windham, ALBERTJN, Dowd. There's Jimmy Button on the 4-stroke. Lampson, Henry, Emig, LaRocco. But still out in front. Number 14, he looks as tough as ever.
Look at that lead.
Unbelievable.
I can't even believe that during a race. I mean, it's just amazing the airtime those guys are getting. And as windy as it is, that's got to be a little bit hairy up there.
Oh, Ezra Lusk has gone down. Tortelli got delayed a little bit as well, but Ezra Lusk now is way back. He's out of the points.
Well, he had a shot at the overall with that second place in Moto 1, so now it looks like pretty much going to be between Kevin Windham and Albertine for the overall.
Lamson still hanging out of the top 5. He'll be coming over the hill next, right there, number 24. Then it's Doug Henry. Larry Ward, number 7. Robbie Raynard, 17.
There's Tortelli. So, looking a little bit better than Lusk, but still way back.
Okay, our spotters are telling us that Jeff Emig got his bike bounced out of a rut, and that caused Lusk to go down. Here goes ALBERTJN. Oh my goodness, what a battle for first place.
Great line by ALBERTJN. Went wide, trying to make something happen, then he squared it. Looked a little bit like Carmichael, just finding the very edge of the racetrack to hook up.
You suppose ALBERTJN's not waiting as long as he did in the first moto?
Sometimes you can wait too long. You just give all the momentum right back to the guy in front of you. You're like, well, if he's not going to pass me, shoot, I'll just keep riding this pace, and he'll just be stuck back there. He wants to attack right now.
Taking the same line, staying real close to Kevin Windham.
Practically drafting him through there.
Remember, he mentioned there's not too many places to pass as far as he was concerned on this track. We'll see how he tries to get around him. It looks like he's much more aggressive now than he was in the first moto. Kevin Windham with the edge coming out of that corner.
Opposite sides of the track now.
Who's going to break the latest? Oh! What a squeeze play by ALBERTJN, cutting to the inside.
There was no room for that. Kevin's got to be going, what? Show me that again. I don't understand how he fit through there. I mean, Kevin came into the corner on the inside with plenty of speed. He didn't make any mistake, really, just a slight little hesitation, and Albie just gassed it in there. Kind of like the pass Bolin put in the 125 class. Here it is again. Albie on the outside. Kevin hesitates slightly, and boom, right across the inside. That was nice. Can't believe Kevin didn't go down. Looked like they might have touched us a little bit. Kevin was just teetering on the top of that berm. The front wheel easily could have washed out on him.
Typical move, though, even though it was aggressive by ALBERTJN, of being a good, clean pass.
Well, he had his chance the first moto to get in there and make a real aggressive move and go for the pass. Probably kind of sitting in the pits going, I wish I would have, since they ended up catching those lappers and finishing third. So this time, I don't think he's willing to sit back and be as polite.
Now can ALBERTJN hold on to it? He had a 1-1 sweep at Mount Morris. This would be his third moto win if he can hang on. ALBERTJN, Windham, Dowd, Button, and Henry are top 5. Welcome back to Redbud. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs. Boy, we've got some great battles going on. First of all, Greg ALBERTJN is our leader. But here's Doug Henry and Jeff Emig and Mike LaRocco. 5th, 6th, and 7th places. Anything can happen between these three.
That's a talented crew. They've all got titles. Look at Emig blasting around the outside. He'll have the inside into the next corner.
Didn't take him long to get around to Henry. Number 11, Jeff Emig, who has quite a history at this track. We mentioned it prior. Trying to recover from a 9th place finish in the first moto.
I know he had to be just bummed about that. Coming to this track where he has been so dominant, but this is much more like it. It has a lot to do with the start. I keep saying his starts are not what they used to be, and that's a big part of why we're not seeing much of Jeff Emig.
Here comes LaRocco getting around, and Jean-Sebastian Waugh with some problems coming into the mechanics area. The French-Canadian gets right back out on the track.
Comes LaRocco. That was slick down the inside. He just caught it. Doug Henry sliding out of the groove.
Robbie Raynard right behind there, and Larry Ward as well.
Tortelli acting like the caboose right here. If it's anything like the opening round, he'll burn right through those guys in about a quarter of a lap. If this guy can pass.
He's in 10th behind Larry Ward. There goes LaRocco. That's Henry, Raynard, Ward, and then Tortelli.
See how close Tortelli was to Ward. Right on his back finger.
It's not going to be easy getting around these guys.
No, that's what I thought.
Robbie Raynard now slips in front of Henry.
Watching him at the first round, Glenn Helen, which he hasn't won a moto since, which I think is a pretty interesting stat. There goes Larry Ward. So Henry's made a couple of bobbles here, lost positions. Here comes, he's not over yet.
And Tortelli to the outside on Henry.
Henry might be having some sort of a problem because I just can't believe he would blow it that bad. He's just dropped way off the pace right now. Completely out of sync.
Tortelli now in ninth.
That's LaRocco going down. I didn't realize that the first time around. I thought there might have been a lapped rider. That was actually LaRocco's front end went over the berm. All those guys went right around the inside of him. So he's trying to get his way back around Henry.
And here's our leader. In second place is Kevin Windham, behind number 8, Greg ALBERTJN. John Dowd holding on to third, Jimmy Button on a four-stroke in fourth. But Jeff Emig now in fifth. There you see Raynard, Ward, Tortelli, Henry, and LaRocco.
Now the way this is stacked up right now with Kevin in second, he gets the overall, but kind of impressed to see him hanging this close to ALBERTJN. Albie really wanted by. It looked like he had a little bit more speed, and Kevin's staying close.
Kevin is not letting him off the hook.
Now he's going to ride a strong race and just prove to everybody that he's got the speed, the motivation, and the stamina to stay right there with the best of them.
And conditioning. Did you get the little idea in that post-race interview that somebody's been telling him that he's not in shape?
Well, he's getting the vibe from somewhere to that effect. And he's out to say, no, that's not the case. He can do that by staying with the leader. Even if he doesn't get the win in this moto, wins the overall and stays close, beating everybody else and closing in on the points chase.
Jimmy Button and Jeff Emig. Emig looking for a way around the four-stroke. Emig's best moto finish, of course, was a moto win at Hangtown in the second stanza there. And that put him up into a second overall. But he's had his problems other than that.
That was nice. You can see he came out of that right-hander up the hill there and just said, I'm going to beat him to the corner right down the middle, and did it.
Took on a rough rut to get there, too.
Whatever it takes to make the pass. You don't want to follow that four-stroke around very much, especially through these dry corners where all those loose rocks are getting kind of scattered around. You get hit by one of those, that could end your day.
Speaking of rocks, we go to Unadilla next.
Off that jump, Emig looking over to his left to see who's next. He's still charging forward.
So Jeff Emig looking for a better spot. Our Suzuki trivia question: who was the last rider in the 250 class to win 3 titles in a row? The answer in a moment. When we left you, we asked you the Suzuki trivia question of which rider was the last to win in the 250 class 3 consecutive titles. Our answer, Tony DeStefano, 75, 76, 77. Well, when you think of triad victories in the 250 Nationals, I think of Jeff Stanton right away, but Jean-Michel Bayle interrupted that from being a consecutive one.
That's who I had on my mind. That fooled me.
The battle for 5th is on. Greg ALBERTJN still leads Kevin Windham, although Windham is very close to him. Jimmy Button is having his problems now with Robbie Raynard.
Raynard down the middle, going to outbreak him. So that's the second time in a row. Button's needs to change that line.
Looking back.
I think Raynard didn't want Button to land on him because he just indicated he was only going to go for the double.
Let's check in with Davey Coombs down in the mechanics area. Davey.
It's a super hot day here at Redbud Wines down at the final 250 moto. Got to tell you, this has been one of the most amazing 250cc years I've seen. So many good riders with the 2 world champions here from Europe, with Team Honda at full strength, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and everyone. There's only one thing missing, and that's Jeremy McGrath, the AMA Supercross Series champion. But I got news for you people at home. The word out of the Chaparral Yamaha pits is that Jeremy is now reconsidering his Supercross-only summer and might, in fact, come back and ride a couple of the late outdoor nationals. Jeremy looks in great shape. We saw him at the X Games, and he said, you know what? I'm a motocross racer. I might need to come back and do a couple. Well, the buzz is in the pits. Jeremy McGrath, the one thing missing for the AMA Mazda Nationals this year, he might be coming back for just a few of the races.
Wouldn't that be something? In fact, Jeremy McGrath, he could really scramble up this incredible points race. Tortelli gets to the inside of Button.
That would be interesting, Art. And besides the Raynard's out.
Looks
putting
like
in a good ride.
for him, yeah.
That's too bad. I still say there's always Millville. That's where he always goes fast.
Millville and Delmont.
Yep, the final round, how would that be? Get Emick back on track, perhaps. Jeremy in there, Rayner to put in a good ride to the 4 or 5 guys that are already duking it out this year. It's the best year I've ever seen as far as the amount of guys that have a shot at the title at this point in the series. Beautiful line there by Lusk. Jumped about 4 braking bumps right there.
Ezra Lusk has done an amazing job after getting up off the dirt in 28th place. He's just cutting through this field.
Now that effort that Wyndham put out in the first moto, you can see written all over his face as we interviewed him. That's what Lusk is going to do this moto. He's going to be tired. Already back up to the rear wheel of Henry, so it gives you an idea how far he's come.
Just an amazing job by Ezra Lusk to save points as we take a look at our Honda riding tip.
This week, we're going to talk about how to ride through jumps. Of course, body positioning is everything. Here, Ezra Lusk trying to clear a downhill double. You see him kind of crouched as he approached, then he lifts, try to get all the weight off the motorcycle. And it's okay to land on the front wheel, as long as you clear the jump. You see that finger on the clutch? I don't care what the Honda riding tip's about. The clutch is always going to be an important part of it. Here, Ezra's going to go for an uphill double at the Hangtown round. Watch him, he'll crouch down again, up forward on the motorcycle. Unweight the bike, you see him lift up as though he's on a pogo stick, trying to jump just a couple feet higher. Here's the opposite of that. Henry and Wyndham are going to soak up the jump. That started in bicycle motocross. See those guys hit a jump, the bike never leaves the ground. Now they do it on a 215-pound machine. This week's Honda riding tip, David Bailey.
Thank you, partner, as we switch back to the action, and John Dowd, number 6, Team Yamaha.
I think Dowd's digging the track here this year because they dumped all the sand on him. He's going, hey, there's a little bit of Southwick still out here on this racetrack. Maybe I can find a home.
John Dowd, who came very close to getting the whole shot money against Kevin Wyndham earlier in the race. Right now, here is Greg Albertine. He is our leader.
He looks like he's in a hurry, too. Pretty aggressive and charging into the corners.
Greg wants to nail down his 3rd moto win. He joins an elite group there.
Only 2 other guys in the season to do it.
Can Albertine hold on to get a victory here at Redbud? We'll be right back. We're back at Redbud. We've seen 3 motos prior to this one, but this has been a real capper. Greg Albertine leading our second 250 moto. But look at Jeff Emming. Emming is trying to get into 3rd place. John Dowd right in front of him. That'll be a tall order, but Emming is running well.
He's on a track he's comfortable with. He's probably mad at himself after that first moto finish.
Jeff Emming in 4th, doing well here after a difficult season. Really doesn't surprise me. Whether times were glorious or hideous, Jeff could always count on Redbud to be just the right tonic.
I can't explain what type of magic happens when I come here. I can only hope that I have similar success this year.
Jeff won his first national here in 1992, the first of 5 wins in the last 7 years at Redbud. Oddly enough, it's not his 125 and 250 championship years that remind him most of dominance at this track.
I remember in '93, I've got this photo that a fan took, gave it to me. It was on the last lap of the 2nd moto, and I had no dirt on me. I just had like 1 speck of dirt on my left knee. It was like whole shot, I mean, not even close. I mean, nobody, you know, I just totally dominated.
That kind of dominance has been hard to come by lately.
I'll be honest, I went through a couple weeks where it's like, man, is this what I still want to do? You know, have I reached the end of my career? I mean, because I've accomplished everything that I ever wanted to. So what do you do now?
Burnout, fears of the unknown, distractions that fame brings. Whatever the reasons, Emming has had to search within himself. His mechanic, Jeremy Albrecht, team manager Bruce Schoenstrom, and Jeff's dad were amongst his most trusted friends.
Main thing is a desire. You have to want it. My father once made me a plaque, told me how proud he was of me, but he said the main thing was was winning is not everything, but wanting to win is.
Jeff fully realizes that although racing's the love of his life, the depth of field in today's National Series will make regaining championship credentials very difficult.
It's one thing that if I could say something to my fans and the critics and stuff, is the fact that I've been here a long time and I ain't leaving yet. It ain't time for Jeff Emig to be done racing. I got a lot more championships. My goal is to have 7 championships when I get done racing. So I need 3 more, and all 3 of them are going to have to come between 250 Supercross and 250 Motocross, which happens to be the toughest championships that I'll ever race in. So I don't know. We'll see if I can do it.
That's a tall order, but it's obvious that he's rededicated himself.
Well, part of it's having a goal, and I like that. I like what his dad's saying. You've got to want to win, and I think that Jeff's problem has been he didn't really have a goal because he has accomplished so much, and he probably wants to win really bad, like maybe Wednesday and Thursday, but you got to want to win all week. As soon as he gets that desire strong all week, he'll be able to do it.
Jeff Emig takes the inside line, and he gets into 3rd place. Good move by Jeff Emig on John Dowd. It seems like that's been a very popular place to pass.
It has been. Such a wide variety. The outside line is 30 feet past the inside. Look who else joined the race.
Tortelli. Dowd looks over at him once, twice. Doesn't want to let him go.
Protects that inside. There's 2 lines coming in there. He chooses the smart one. Tortelli will nip you if you leave him any room.
Sebastian Tortelli just trying to pick up more points. Oh my goodness! How did he ever stay on that bike?
That was just luck. He's probably not believing that himself. He came into that berm, he hit it in the back, he kind of just caught the tail end of it, his back end. It looked like it was past the front end. That was just luck.
Oh my goodness.
Those people standing next to the track scattered. Here's another look. Watch, his back wheel's gonna catch you into that berm. Boom, right there. Look how sideways he is. He roosts those people next to the track. I thought he was gone right there. He just lucks out, finds some cushion. I'll tell you, if they hadn't brought all that sand in, he might have gone down. If that was hard and slick, that would have been it.
Boy, that's weird. Seeing the backside coming around at you.
I'll tell you what, he mellowed it out just a little bit. The last couple shots of him, he's been like, man.
So more great racing to come as Tortelli does the triple. ALBERTJN, WINDHAM, and Emig are our top 3. We'll be right back after this.
High flying through the air. Number 1 spot in the moto, number 2 on the podium. Kevin Windham second in the moto, but first.
South Bend, Indiana. Here's number 3. As you see, the most popular race number in all the world. Mark Malaco coming across the finish line.
Jeff, welcome back to the winner's circle. Didn't get the win this time. You did get on the podium, a 3rd place finish. Not the day you wanted in Redbud, but still back up there.
Yeah, after my first one, I was really bummed out on my ride. The effort just wasn't there, and just everything wasn't clicking. It clicked better that time. Actually, I thought I got a second. I thought that I thought Wyndham was up there winning the double motos. But I'd like to congratulate Kevin on taking my crown for this year, and I'd like to thank all the people for showing me all of the good Redbud spirit that they showed me.
Well, Greg, first of all, obviously your arm didn't go numb that time.
Well, a little bit actually, but yeah, I'm very happy with that ride. My Suzuki's running great. I just want to thank the Lord Jesus for keeping us all safe out there. It was a brutal track, and you know, I just had a very good race. I like that.
You're the first guy in, I guess, the whole month of, at least the last month we've been racing, to get up there and catch Kevin Windham and pass him. He gave you a good fight, though.
Yeah, he sure did. You know, I was pretty worked after the first moto, and I heard the Honda guys were pretty worked themselves, so I just knew I was stronger than them. I was going to just chew him up and spit him out, and you know, I wore him down. He made a few mistakes, and then I made an aggressive move. I knew he was going to put a charge on, but that was all he had, and you know, I just hung strong.
What about the championship? You pulled back a lot of points on Ezra Lusk and Sebastian Tortelli.
Well, I don't want to sound arrogant, but this is my championship. I worked hard for it. I paid my dues, and the Lord willing, I'm going to win it.
Should be a great summer from here.
Thanks a lot.
Kevin, you said earlier that you didn't want people guessing and second-guessing your fitness. I got to tell you, after today, ain't no one going to be questioning your fitness. What a fantastic effort.
Yeah, it feels really good to go from one extreme to the other, and the track was really good here today. It was muddy on Saturday, and I was a little worried about it, but they did a good job getting the track back in racing condition, and brought in a lot of sand, and the track's really good, and you know, it feels great, and hopefully everybody knows it now that I've been working hard.
Yeah, I tell you what, last week you were excited getting the second win of the season, the first guy to do that. Now you're the first guy of 3, and you've thrown yourself right back into the points battle.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You know, after the first race, you know, it just breaks our heart because, you know, all of us riders, if we bomb out in the first couple or any at all, really, because, you know, we worked so long, so hard, and just to throw it away like that, it kind of hurts. So I've been working extra hard, and you know, getting back up there, hopefully things will come out on my end. I've been working really hard. We got 5 rounds left, and looking forward to each and every one of them.